With number 1, Kaylee Reyes. Kaylee is escorted by her mom, Cassie, dad, Stephen, and brother, Braden. Kaylee's love for playing basketball started 7 years ago. She's played with SK all 4 years of high school. She also participated in Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America for 3 years. Kaylee's future plan consists of attending Walla Walla University, where she will study elementary education. She would like to thank her family for always supporting her in every decision she makes. To her teammates, she thanks you for all the laughs and memories. Kaylee has these words of advice to give. Slow down, live in the moment. Enjoy your youth and make the most of your high school experience. It's only 4 years of your life. Kaylee Reyes. Next up, number 21, Haley Rodriguez. Haley is escorted by her mom, Donna, stepdad, Chris, sisters Selena and Serenity, stepbrother Bailey, her aunt Jamie, cousin Theo, Coach Morton, and family friend Johnny. She competed for the South Kitsap track team for 2 years and with the SK girls basketball team for 4 years. After graduating high school in June, Haley plans to attend Olympic College and pursue her nursing degree. She would like to give thanks to her mom for always believing in her and supporting her, to her sister Selena for being her best friend and always believing in her, and to sister Serenity for her love and support, but apparently not believing in her. That's my ad, sorry. To Coach Morton, Haley thanks you for always pushing her to better herself on and off the court. Stepdad Chris, stepbrother Bailey, and Johnny, she appreciates all the support you've given her throughout the season. Haley's words of advice to those with high school years ahead of you: enjoy every minute on and off the court. It goes by faster than you think. Haley Rodriguez. Number 5, Emily Reel. Emily is escorted by her dad, Jim, mom, Carol, brother, Ben, sister, Allie, brother-in-law, Joe, nephew, Max, and niece, Macy. Emily is a multi-sport athlete, having played soccer for 14 years, track for 12 years, and basketball for the past 10 years. In addition to sports, Emily held an ASB office position her sophomore and junior year as class secretary and is currently the senior class president. She is an Honor Society member and will go to state this year and compete with DECA. Her plan for the future includes attending the University of Washington, continuing her career in track, and majoring in journalism and broadcasting with the goal of becoming a news anchor or reporter. Emily would like to thank Coach Beck for being the best basketball coach she has ever had and always supporting and pushing her to do her best in basketball and track. She would also like to thank her brother and parents for coming to her home games and cheering her on in all of her activities. Emily would also like to thank Grace Glisson for making this the most enjoyable season of basketball she has ever played. Emily leaves her underclassmen with these words of wisdom. Have fun in high school. Remember the wins and losses and take in every second you have. Participate in everything you can. Don't just play one sport. Play a sport every season and be involved in your school. Emily Reel. Next up, number 25, Captain Emma Erickson. Emma is escorted by her mom, Nikki, dad, John, boyfriend, Michael, and best friends, Paige, Eliza, and Chloe. She is a dual sport athlete, having competed in tennis for 2 years and basketball for 7. Emma is also involved with the ASB, having been a senator for 3 years. She is a DECA competitor for 2 years, a member of the National Honor Society for 3 years running, and participated in youth court. She plans to attend a 4-year university, majoring in psychology and minoring in criminal justice. Her goal is to then attend law school at UW and become an attorney specializing in sexual assault and human trafficking cases. Emma thanks her family for pushing her to be her best. She would like to also thank Coach Allen and Coach Helwig for inspiring her. And to her teammates, she thanks you for making this a year to remember. She leaves these words for her underclassmen. Push all of your teammates and be their best friends. Play every game like it's their last, and I love you all. Emma Erickson. And last but not least, number 3, team captain Paige Ullman. Paige is escorted by her mom, Christine, dad, Scott, boyfriend, Jackson, and the best free throw partner ever and best friend, Emma. She is also a dual sport athlete, competing in crew for 2 years and basketball for 13 years. Paige has been involved with ASB as class president freshman, sophomore, and junior year. She currently holds office as the student body president. Paige has been a member of the Business and Marketing Club, DECA, for 3 years, and is the current president. As a junior, she placed 4th at the international competition. She also babysits and referees at night and on the weekends. Her goal for the future is to attend the University of Washington, where she will study business administration and eventually run a commercial real estate agency. She would like to thank her parents for signing her up for basketball and her dad for coaching. Paige thanks her dog Katie and her sister Monica for being the best siblings a kid could ask for. Thanks to her team and coaches for teaching her so much, Mrs. Fairweather for being a great teacher and friend, and to the Pruitt family for loving her like their own kid. Paige's words of wisdom are these: take advantage of the opportunities you are given. High school is as good as you make it. Paige Ullman. At this time, the South Kitsap basketball team would also like to honor the seniors from Rogers. Number 5, Brenna Llanos. Number 21, Kaylee Stalkop. Number 24, Maddie Egan. And number 25, Callie Steffen. Seniors, thank you for your participation. Family and friends, thank you for supporting them these last years. Best luck in everything you do. All right, let's play some basketball.
Welcome everyone to the South Kitsap High School. It's senior night for the SK girls basketball team. Tonight the Lady Wolves will be taking on the Roger Rams. I'm Colin Shoquist, a senior here at South, and joining me in the booth is another senior, Kelly Williams. So Kelly, what kind of game should we expect tonight?
Well, Rogers is 3rd in the league right now, but it is their senior night tonight, so I'm expecting them to come out with a solid game, since it can be pretty emotional with it being their last game here home on this court. So it's probably going to be neck and neck.
Yes, I totally agree. A lot of the time, the underdog can pull through in a very emotional game just because the weight of the emotions helps propel the players to play at a higher level. So it should be a really good game tonight. It is senior night for those of you just tuning in. We have Haley, Emma, Paige, Kaylee, and Emily all here tonight as seniors. They've all been playing together for quite some time, so they do have good chemistry. And I think we are going to cut down to get the starting lineups from the floor. Let's get a live listen.
I definitely totally. Are we live? I don't think we're live.
schools provide for fair competition amongst players. In efforts to observe the rules of fair play, we expect all players and spectators to exhibit good sportsmanship. Please remember to show respect for officials, opposing team members, and opposing fans. If you feel uncomfortable due to someone around you being disrespectful or profane, please contact one of the school supervisors on duty. Thank you for your cooperation. And now the lineups for tonight's game. First for the Rogers Rams. Number 1, Jasmine Lilly. Number 2, Reagan Barrett. Number 21, Kaylee Stahlkopf. Number 24, Maddie Egan. And number 25, Callie Steffen. The Rams are coached by Amy Looker, Jesse DeForest, Jordan Whittington, Nicole Thacker, and Sarah Bowles. And now the lineups for your South Kitsap Wolves. Number 1, Kaylee Reyes. Number 3, Paige Ullman. Number 5, Emily Reel. Number 21, Haley Rodriguez. And number 25, Emma Erickson. The Wolves are coached by Mike Allen, Tammy Helwig, Katie Beck, and Taylor Helwig. Our officials for tonight's game are from the Peninsula Basketball Officials Association. Your referee tonight, Chris Murphy, umpire Ed Duarte, and umpire Ray Pondelic. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor our country, please join us as the South Kitsap High School Band under the direction of Mr. Graham plays our national anthem, and our South Kitsap JROTC, commanded by Lieutenant Commander Amanda Barnes, joined by Cadet Commander Joseph Obnial, Cadet Lieutenant Commander Sean Cananisalo, and Cadet Master Chief Ayana Patterson, march on the colors. Jersey RBC. And now, let's play basketball.
And we're back with the action right now. Sorry if you can't really hear me really well right now. The band is playing, but it looks like we're jumping right into tip-off. And the ref puts the ball up, and SK wins it. That's unfortunate. It looks like we're going to redo the tip-off.
We're restarting.
Let's see if Emily can get up. And that's unfortunate. The ball goes out of bounds. And it looks like tonight we are starting the game off with the starting 5 seniors. That's interesting. It's not the usual 5-man roster they put in to start the games, but I'm sure it is to honor the seniors. And it looks like SK is going to be getting the ball back. Maybe a bit of senior night luck.
We're gaining possession once again.
And Emma gets the ball in. And great shot. That's a spot on the floor that she really tends to excel in. Just posting up against smaller defenders and putting the ball in the hoop.
And let's see how we can do on defense. I know Emily is pretty good with her height. She usually gains advantages up in that spot on the post.
And it looks like we're going to have a shooting foul. The Roger Rams are going to go to the line and try and put 2 in the basket. And it looks like the first one will be a make. So it'll be interesting to see if this foul was worth it for the girls. If they go 2 for 2, then the foul will be
tying up the score. And let's see.
The ball unfortunately goes back to the Rams, who make the shot.
Oh, they're quick on the attack. And they
be
find senior Haley.
I wonder if this will be the strategy for tonight. Try and keep the offense nice and fast-paced, keep the defense off guard. And that was a great 3 by Haley. Looks like Roger Rams #1 has some pretty good handles. I wonder if that's someone the girls will have to watch out for tonight.
Yeah, it's looking like Roger is doing a good job getting possession, but we'll see if...
And a good rebound by Emma. That height is definitely coming in as an advantage tonight. Emma looks to set a screen and gets it. Haley dumps it off to Kaylee. And just shy. The girls are moving the ball pretty well tonight. They haven't had any steals or turnovers. This could be promising. Emma makes a shot. The girls are playing great tonight. Kelly, do you think it's because of it's senior night?
I do think it has something to do with that. You know, when it's your last game, it can be pretty emotional. I remember I had my senior night, you know, for soccer earlier this year with Emily as well. So she knows what it's like to play her last game. So I know for her especially. But yeah, it can be emotional, and I know that you just want to try as hard as you can knowing it's your last time stepping on this court.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We have all 5 seniors in right now. If the experience will help them get the advantage in this game. Most teams don't play with a 5-person senior roster, so maybe that 5-man senior roster will give our team the advantage tonight.
We will see.
And with that shot, the score goes 7 Wolves, 5 guests.
Looks like Roger's subbing in, maybe.
Emma has a pretty clear lane to the hoop, passes it off to Paige, who unfortunately misses the layup.
But Emma's there for the rebound. They're still battling.
And the defensive play has been pretty good tonight by the Wolves. And a fast break by the Rams ends in a missed layup.
Good thing Haley Rodriguez was there to get the rebound.
Good no-look pass, but a missed layup. That's unfortunate. It seems like this last couple drives have just been back and forth, trying to put up layups. Nothing seems to really connect. I wonder if looks like Rogers are going to try and slow things down, see if that'll help calm the nerves, maybe help them put a few points on the board.
I just don't think our team's going to allow them to do that tonight, though. I think they're really going to stick it out and come out strong.
Emma with another shot up, but unfortunately it does not hit. The girls have done a great job rebounding tonight. By my count, maybe 5 or 6 rebounds already, and it's only been 3 minutes into the game.
It's been a very close, if not South is kind of in the lead, definitely in the lead by score, but even with possession and all around, it seems like they've kind of been holding the game. They've controlled it. You know, they've definitely held their spot, and with Rogers being 3rd in the league, I think that's pretty good for them.
And it looks like Rogers is going to call a timeout. The coach must be seeing something she doesn't like from her players out there. She wants to call them in.
Maybe sees our team as a threat.
No, I really do believe she does. I think our girls came out and just sent a strong message just now in the first 3 minutes that they came here to play.
There's only 5 more minutes left. Let's see what we got left.
And it looks like it's just going to be a 30-second timeout. The girls are going to head on back out to the court. I hope Coach Mike Allen gave them some strong words to get them jazzed up, keep this hot start off hot. And it looks like we're going to continue to see the five senior front out there. Emily's played pretty good defense tonight, holding number 1 in check. Looks like the girls are running a zone tonight. Maybe a 1-2-2 zone. And the defense comes up again with another steal.
She throws it up the court. Unfortunately, it gets lost though, but I wouldn't be surprised if they came back with good defense and didn't let them score.
Yeah, the defense has been pretty good. Oh, and it's an offensive foul. The ball's coming back to SK.
Just like I said, their defense has really been good tonight.
All right, SK got the charge. That's a good sign. And we're going to try and get the ball back up the court. I think one key to scoring on this play is just slowing things down, opening up the floor, passing, and just trying to get a nice open look. Nothing too heavily contested. And
we have gained another foul. I think Rogers is getting a little upset by the superb defense we have been playing. Starting to look a little rough, but you know, we are keeping our composure. South is really staying out there. They're composed, and it's
Paige fights for the ball and gets it up to Emma. Great effort play by Paige Omen. She may not have the height, but she definitely has the heart. And another steal. Wow, the defense really did come out here to play. But unfortunately, we turned the ball over in the fast break. I think a key for the girls tonight, like I said, is just going to be and another turnover. Wow. And a made layup.
I do feel like in this game there's a lot of heart out there, because even when they do lose the ball, you can just see how fast they want it back.
No, these girls are definitely playing different than I've seen. And the defense has just been really good. This zone defense is really stumping Roger Rams tonight. And a 3 has been made. Oh, never mind. My mistake. It was just a 2-pointer. Emma trying to get the ball up the court.
Back to Kaylee Reyes.
They're having good ball movement on this drive. I wonder if that'll mean they'll have a nice scoring opportunity. A lot of the time, the more you pass the ball, the more lanes are open. Emma shoots a beautiful jump shot.
They really created space there with all that ball movement. It really helped them out.
And Paige Oman dares the shooter to shoot, and she doesn't make it. Emma fights for the ball on the floor, but unfortunately it sticks to the Roger Rams as Emma can't quite hold on to the ball. We have a sub coming in for Kaylee, it looks like.
She did great out there. You could really tell that she put her heart out.
Now with 4 of the remaining seniors and 1 newcomer from the bench, number 24. Number 24 that just checked into the game is Ariza Amion.
Hopefully she can get in here and create some play with her senior friends out there on the court.
Looks like Emma just got another foul. That does seem to be a theme of the game tonight already. There have been quite a bit of fouls on both sides.
Yes.
I think a lot of the times emotion can get the best of you sometimes while you're playing.
It for sure can.
And a made free throw makes the score 8-11.
We have another sub in for Emma Erickson, senior. Coming in for her is number 00.
Number 00 is Marissa Line. And we have our third sub in for Haley. Let's see what the girls can do here. Emily is still out on the floor, helping lead this offense. Her and Paige are the two veterans that remain on the court with a bunch of newcomers. And it looks like Roger's going to try and have a fast break, but Emily wants to see what she can do about it. And the refs call another foul. I thought it was mostly ball on that, but I guess the refs see better from down on the court.
Apparently they do. Allegedly they do.
Emily looks a little frustrated with herself. Or maybe she's just tired. She has been running around out there for 6 minutes.
It can't get tiring. 6 minutes just may seem like 6 minutes, but to a basketball player on that court, running up and down constantly with the battles they've been going at, it can get pretty tiring.
I've heard some players can run up to 2 miles during the course of a game.
Wow, that is insane.
Especially with all the shifting and cutting, that can add up on both your legs and your respiratory system.
You're going to need a lot of endurance to keep up with a game like this.
Yeah, the girls train a lot in practices, doing lines, doing 17s, everything to keep their cardio up, because it's crucial, especially at the end of the game. When you're tired, you got to be able to put that basketball up and know that it's going in the hoop. And just shy of the basket.
But that's okay, because she's going to get back up on defense on number 1. She's been doing a good job of that.
The game has been tied up. The score is currently 11-11. A 3 with a little bit of time, and the time pays off. She is able to sink that basket, putting South down 11-14. Coach Mike Allen is going to take a timeout here, see if he can regroup the girls, get them back on track.
Yeah, see if they can get composed out here again. Seems like in the past 4 minutes they kind of lost their heat that they came out with, but hopefully they can come back with 1 minute left, especially in the second quarter.
What do you think some of the keys are for this last minute of the first quarter for the girls to turn it around, get a few points on the board?
Just slowing down. I mean, you can tell that some of them are tired. They just need to make sure they conserve their energy and as smart as possible and make smart plays, not give up just random balls and work it up the court.
I do believe it can be pretty nerve-wracking on a senior night as well as emotional. Sometimes when that initial adrenaline runs out, you kind of start getting a little nervous, but I'm sure they'll be able to turn it around. Hopefully Coach Allen was able to give them some inspiring words.
Yeah, it has to be tough. I mean, all their family and friends are out there watching them. Your nerves, the butterflies they can get the best of you and definitely interfere with the play of the game. But hopefully they're only 3 down. They can pull it out. There's 55 seconds left, but that is a lot of time in a basketball game.
We have another sub in. Looks like number 4, Natalie Millay.
Wonderful. Let's see what she can do out here to add to the game.
And looks like Rogers. Oh, never mind. The foul is on South Kitsap for a travel. Rogers will get the ball back. And a quick hesitation. Good ball movement. It seems in the past few minutes, Rogers have been able to dissect South Kitsap's zone defense. And we have a block. The question is whether or not it was a shooting foul. And it looks like it is. Number 24 will be going to the line.
It can pay off when you drive in like that and take the risk, because you could end up getting the 2 points from the free throw. She goes up, unfortunately misses it, but she has another try.
Teammates out there giving her high fives. Speaking of high fives, one of my favorite parts of high school basketball is always the pregame handshakes. I always find them very cool and interesting.
I do like that, looking at the lineup. It's very fun to watch, fun to the eyes.
All the handshakes are always so unique. All the girls put their own little spice. You can always see a piece of their personality through their handshake. And the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to go to the Roger Rams. Hold up. It looks like the refs are going to converse. But no changing call.
Yes, there is.
Oh, there is.
It is white ball now.
The Roger Rams are putting up some tough defense, full court defense, in fact. They're trying to get steals, and it's paid off for them pretty well tonight. They've had a decent amount of steals. And there's another steal and a foul. And a foul by White.
And looks like Rogers is going to take the ball up. They seem like they're trying to slow down a little bit, probably to run the clock, which is smart.
And we have another foul by South Kitsap. That takes us to number 6 just in the first quarter. If the ladies want to have a successful evening tonight, they're going to have to slow down with the fouls. If you get in foul trouble early, that can cost your team.
Can definitely have an unfortunate turn of events if you foul too much.
And that's made. Number 1 on the Roger Rams seems to be one of their better players. Very good handles, can shoot pretty well, has made all her free throws.
Looks like she might be a threat to our South Kitsap High School team here.
And another make. However, there is a lane violation. It's going to be South Kitsap's ball, and the point will not count. Sometimes people get a little antsy on free throws. They want to go for the rebound. Ooh, and unfortunately another steal.
Oh, that was a great block by
Great block.
0-0.
Very clean. No foul there. The ref thought about it for a sec. I could see it.
I could see his
But
hesitation.
But he decided that it was a clean block, all ball. And a quick jumper. Wow, that is an impressive shot.
That was.
With just a few seconds off the clock, she's able to
Give
set her
Rogers.
feet and put it in.
I definitely give Rogers prop for that buzzer beater right there.
And
but they're only 8 points down, which isn't a lot with the amount of time they have left.
With that brings us to the end of the first quarter. The score, Rogers 20, South Kitsap 12. And looks like we got an instant replay here. There is a foul. These are a couple highlights from the first quarter. We got a nice layup by
Kaylee Reyes,
Kaylee.
senior.
And as you can see, our cheer team out there entertaining the crowd. Speaking of the crowd does seem pretty full tonight. This is one of the best crowds I've seen.
Yes, it is very full. Even with the band here, I think that is great, having them, come out and support their sports team.
Senior nights do tend to be pretty packed. For those of you watching at home, I hope you're able to hear us. The band is playing right under us, so if there's ever any times when you can't hear us and you just hear music, just know it's because it's the band. And it looks like the clock is ticking down, only about 5 seconds left on the break.
And Rogers will start with the ball with Emily in. Looks like they have the same lineup as they came out with.
And the clock has not started. Looks like they're going to have to repass the ball in. The ref got a little bit antsy there, handing the ball off before the clock was ready. And second time's a charm. The same girls are in. And good rebound. The ladies have been very good on rebounds tonight, coming away with at least 50% of them. Speaking of that, Paige Oman with the rebound. She reminds me of a Nate Robinson type player. Sometimes people count her out because of the height, but she's always in there working harder than everybody, making sure that she's putting in the hours, putting in the practice to make sure she's out on that court. And her and Emily have been in the longest of any players tonight.
Yeah, she's always high energy. She's always willing to give 100% of her maximum capacity, and I think that's a great characteristic in a player.
And an off-balance shot misses, but Rogers is able to get the rebound back. A floater also misses, and South comes away with the rebound. Looks like they're going to try and get a fast break up the court. And now they're going to slow things back down.
which I think is smart. I think slowing down will definitely help them. I feel like they're going a little fast, and if they slow down, they could definitely save up some energy and make smart plays and get back up to tie up the score.
And it's going to be South Kitsap ball after the foul. The foul was on the Rogers. South Kitsap currently has 6 fouls and Rogers has 4. It's pretty high fouling considering we're only a minute into the second quarter. A good screen was set there. Emily's able to get a good shot off. Unfortunately, it does miss. One thing the girls need to turn around is their jump shot percentage. They've been pretty consistent near the hoop, making most of their layups, but a couple of their shots from outside they've been struggling with that a little bit, but it's probably just due to the fact that most of the shots have been pretty contested.
There is a jump ball, and looks like the ball will be going to South Kitsap.
And it looks like we're having a 3-man sub.
This could be
3-woman
good.
sub.
This could be good because I feel like we're kind of tired out there, and we're going to get new bodies in there, new legs, fresh legs, hydrated.
And Paige Oman has still stayed in. The coach must really be counting on her tonight.
Let's see what these new players can bring to the court. I'm excited to see.
And it looks like senior Haley is back in. And the ball gets just out of bounds. It was actually batted into the ref. I hope he's okay down there.
And
there's a player walking right alongside the action. Very interesting. Not a player, a fan. Almost interfered. Good pass underneath and a block.
But
unfortunately, Haley touched it while standing out of bounds. So it will be Rogers' ball. That's really unfortunate, something you hate to see. It's kind of just a natural reaction to reach up and try and grab the ball. She just didn't have the spatial awareness and realized she was out of bounds, or maybe she thought it had already been called out of bounds.
Exactly.
She might get a little redemption here.
Ooh.
With a nice, that was a beautiful
That was beautiful by
move.
Haley Rodriguez.
That's a move you see people like Russell Westbrook and James Harden use quite a bit.
Oh,
little
yeah.
1-2 step with the over the head. And another jump ball here. This time it's going to go to the Roger Rams since South Kitsap did get the last one. And Paige Oman finally finds her time on the bench after playing 10 straight minutes.
This rest could be crucial for her so she can get back in there and bring out her high intensity once again for the team.
Rogers is able to get the ball back in. Although SK has played good defense tonight, Rogers' ball movement has been very good. Reminds me of the San Antonio Spurs. They're always looking for someone open, always moving the ball around. Good drive, and just not able to finish. And a little mishap by Rogers. Steps out of bounds trying to save it, and it will be SK ball on their own side.
Little things like this can be a game changer whenever we get the ball and gain possession.
Every point matters. Being down 2 points with 8 seconds left is a lot better than being down 4 points with 8 seconds left. So any basket you score at any time in the game is always going to be important. You never know when you're going to need it.
And we continue to gain possession once again.
And it looks like it's going to go to another jump ball. Which
Pretty
means
sure
it's
it's
gonna be
White now.
Yep, South Kitsap ball. And White is going to call a timeout. Mike Allen must have seen something out there that he wants to discuss with his ladies.
Let them recollect themselves real quick. Wow, Colin, I see a lot of teddy bears out in the stand.
Yes, tonight at halftime, we will be doing a teddy bear toss. The fans that have brought stuffed animals are going to throw their stuffed animals out onto the court at halftime, and those will be collected and donated to South Kitsap Fire and Rescue. The firefighters and first responders will use those teddy bears and other stuffed animals to hand to the kids after the kids have suffered traumatic situations to keep their morale up, keep them calm, so that the first responders are able to deal with the needs that they need to deal with.
It's a wonderful thing we do here at South Kitsap, always, supporting little community things.
That's one of the things I really do like about South Kitsap. Later in the year, we have a canned food festival, a festival where people bring food for the
food bank.
For the Kitsap Helpline Food Bank. it's really a great event.
It is, and it's all to come in and support the video class for South Kitsap High School.
And we're back to the game. South Kitsap with another turnover. And they get a turnover back. It seems like a lot of the time when a turnover does happen, the other team gets it right back. It's very interesting. And a very low dribble to keep it playable. Rogers just gets a timeout off. Must have called that timeout just to preserve possession of the ball.
Exactly.
Fun fact about South Kitsap, today was the last day of the first semester. Tomorrow, students will be going to their new classes, starting a fresh new start. Doesn't matter what happened in first semester, what grades you got, you'll be getting a nice fresh start.
Yes, and speaking of, it's the last semester for these seniors at South Kitsap High School.
These girls just have 4.5 months left until they're out in the real world. I know a lot of them are hoping to attend colleges like UW, Wazoo, a lot of those big name colleges. It's really good to see that we have a lot of seniors that are academically inclined on this team. And we're starting back into the action with 5 minutes left in the half.
They send it across the court.
Yeah.
Nice defense. They send it up, but it comes straight back. Let's see if we can get a rebound. And we do.
Looks like there's a fast break opportunity. Haley's trying to move it down. Haley's been pretty good about getting the ball inside tonight. Unfortunately, that one doesn't connect. And unfortunately, another foul by South Kitsap. That brings us to 7 fouls. Moving forward, every foul we get, no matter shooting or not,
will affect us.
Will put Rogers on the line and allow them to try and get points. So we need to be really careful not to foul going forward.
Looks like Rogers is subbing. And number 1 is once again on the line. And she makes it. Haley here looks like she's going to drive the ball down the court, try to find some lanes, some passing opportunities. And she goes up for the shot. Unfortunately, it is missed, but we fight for the ball.
And one of the South Kitsap players goes to the ground. You got to be careful with that. Sometimes when you go onto that hardwood, it can feel as hard as cement.
That is true. It can hurt. You know, I played basketball back in my day, 7th grade. And
we got a steal by Haley. Sorry to interrupt you.
It's okay.
And
we make it.
With an and one. It looks like she's going to the line. And looks like we got a substitute. Number 1 is coming out of the game. She's been playing for a quarter and a half now. Looks like her coach just wants to give her a breather. And Haley just can't connect to make it a 3-point play, but we get a rebound. That could be an extra 2 points. And can't get anything together. Rogers with the ball back.
They send it up the court. They find space.
And another foul. Ooh, that was a very impressive shot. Although that's not our team, I must admit. I don't know if I could have made that.
They are doing good out there. And we'll see what number 2 looks like up at the free throw line.
South Kitsap started off with a strong surge, going up 7-3 early, but is currently down 11 points. Hopefully
they can find that want to win the game again like they did in the beginning of the game and bring it out and finish off the
2 free throws right here. Let's see what Ariza Amani can do on the floor right now. And it looks like Coach Allen is putting in a substitution. That is number 4, Natalie Millay. And Grace Glisson is coming up.
Brand new feet onto the court. Hopefully she can bring something for us that's new. Probably get some points on the board, hopefully.
Grace Glisson is a pretty good player, I would know. She is actually my neighbor, and we grew up playing on the hoop in our neighborhood together. She was able to hang with the big boys out there.
That's great. And an air ball, but they're able to get it back up and unfortunately score 2 more points.
Haley's got some drive in her. She wants to take it all the way, but dishes it out. Haley's ball driving skills have definitely been very impressive tonight. She's been able to get it into the hoop consistently, get it close to the hoop, and dish out.
And definitely setting plays and setting up other teammates to easily just shoot the ball.
Yeah, really whatever her team needs. And that's also something the Rogers team has done very well tonight. It seems like they've had a lot of wide open looks.
Yeah.
That one wasn't very wide open, but it was still a make. They've been putting up contested shots, and they've been going in.
Once again, Haley Rodriguez is driving down the court. Her ball skill is very good. She handles the ball very well.
And we have a shot up, just short. That's unfortunate. Rogers has really seemed to turn it around during this quarter. It was neck and neck at first, but is currently a 16-31 deficit for South Kitsap. And Rogers is looking to add to that lead. A spin move and a jump shot. Doesn't quite connect.
But looks like we got the rebound and a jump ball once again.
That is actually going to be a foul, not just a jump ball. And we have another substitution.
For Rogers.
Number 4 is coming into the game. Number 4 for Rogers is Cassie Force. With a name like that, you might have to be worried. And it looks like with that foul, Grace Glisson will go to the line. Rogers now has 7 fouls, meaning that anytime they foul South Kitsap will get to go to the line. Let's see what Grace can do. This is a 1-and-1, so if she makes the first one, she gets a second one. And she makes it. Free throws are, the main thing about free throws is repetition, repetition, repetition. During practice, the girls go to the line and spend tens and tens of minutes on this.
And she makes the second one. Those points will matter later in the game.
The girls earlier in the year did a free throw contest to raise money for their winter trip. They went to a tournament over the winter. The free throw competition was each girl shot 100 free throws, and however many they made, there was donations based off that. And Rogers sinks another 3. Rogers has been pretty hot from the three-pointer. We haven't seen SK put up too many, and it seems like they haven't really been able to connect that well when they have.
They are short of points right now. It's 18-34, Rogers, but I don't think they're too far behind to come back. I definitely think they can.
It looks like Emma and Emily have been on the bench for quite a while now. I wonder if Emma's still on the bench because she had 2 fouls early. If you get 5 fouls, you have to be taken out of the game. So I wonder if the coach is saving him to put him in save her to put her in at the end of the game. And it looks like, just as I spoke, Emily Reel is going back into the game. I must have jinxed it. Maybe Mike Allen read my mind. Hopefully Emily can go out there and energize her team. She is a leader on this team. She's also a leader on the track team. She's half an inch from breaking the women's high jump record at South Kitsap.
Yes, she is very determined. She's always putting in work all the time.
South Kitsap has one of the best track teams in the state. So having a personal record here at South Kitsap is a very impressive feat. South Kitsap's track team has been around for a very long time, is very well coached. And if she's able to break that record, just think about all the girls that have come through this school, 3,000 people at this school every year, and she's the highest jumper of all time here. Not to mention her high places at the state competition.
She would be a legend, to say the least, if she could break that record.
Speaking of Emily jumping, Emily's jump shot did not quite fall that time. And another foul, that's unfortunate. With 10 fouls, that means that Rogers now gets to shoot 2 every time they're fouled.
Coach Allen does seem a little bit upset with the amount of fouls they have racked up already in the second
You can see him
quarter.
arguing with the ref over on the sideline, shaking his head, and they're able to capitalize. That's
Hopefully these girls can pick their heads back up, though.
That's another key to the game, is being able to capitalize on free throws. Rogers has done a really good job of that tonight, and South Kitsap has not been as successful. Now we have a minute of play left in this half. Let's see if the girls can maybe put even 6 or 7 points back on the board. Would definitely help put them back in the game. They're currently down 18, so if we got 7, And
we go up. Unfortunately, we miss.
Emily looks really determined out there on defense. Hopefully she rallies the team because one person can't do it alone.
Yes, it's always nice to have a leader like that to kind of guide the rest of the team.
And another three-pointer. They are hot when it comes to three-pointers. I don't think they've missed more than 3 or 4, and they've definitely taken 8 or 9. So that's a pretty good percentage, especially for three-pointers.
You can see Haley out there on the court trying to communicate to our team, which is good. She's point guard. She knows she has to lead the team, she can see the whole vision.
2, 1. They're going to try and put up a shot. They get it off, but it is long.
It is halftime now with Rogers 39 and the
For
Wolves
tonight's
18.
halftime, we are going to show some of the video work done by recent members of the advanced video class. Enjoy the videos, and we'll be right back with the second half.
You made it, even though it might have felt like a roller coaster.
In the past month, South Kitsap's AthMed program traveled on their yearly Winter Leadership Conference. This conference is held in order to help motivate students to positively influence one another as well as build leadership skills. Our AthMed program, along with a bunch of other schools from the area's AthMed programs, all get together and have a conference where we all get to meet each other and kind of bond and talk about the importance of leadership. Students and faculty are given the opportunity to listen to several key speakers.
Well, every year at Winter Leadership, we have a leader or some professional who comes and talks to us and gives them their life experience, and that just opens our eyes a little bit more to how medical professionals really help and influence athletes, and so that just gives you an idea about what you want to do going into the medical world.
The conferences themselves are planned by the students' peers and delve into numerous activities that challenge the students' leadership abilities.
I kind of got to do and be part of the behind the scenes of it. My favorite part was just seeing everybody's interaction with each other. You know, just over 300, almost 400 members went, so I got to meet and talk to a lot of people.
I'm being benefited by Winter Leadership just by being around students who are interested in the same career pathway as me.
The program is looking forward to leadership in the spring as well as to come in many years ahead.
Outside, you definitely shouldn't be trying to hide from all the cars that probably cannot see you. If you get hit by a car, wouldn't want to be a take a look in the mirror before you go, and make sure you're wearing some lighter clothes. Lighter clothes. Lighter clothes. White or neon reflective too. A hat or a shirt will certainly do. And if you're driving, make sure you're paying attention. To go to jail. I mean, that would be horrible if you actually hit somebody with your car. You would have to live with that for the rest of your life. What would you do?
Every hour, Americans throw away 2.5 million plastic bottles. That all adds up to about 22 billion plastic bottles every year, thrown in the trash instead of being recycled.
Right now, there is more waste being created than ever before. It is our job as consumers to do whatever we can to make sure we are properly dealing with the waste we create.
I really do believe recycling is very important, and not only does it save the environment, it also helps save on the amount of trash that we collect in this building.
According to National Geographic, 91% of plastic isn't recycled. This percentage needs to be reduced. Some simple ways to be more eco-friendly include using reusable cups for water or when you get your morning coffee. Instead of getting plastic, opt for your own reusable bags and containers. And if you do have plastic bags, recycle them at one of these designated spots at most grocery stores. And lastly, recycle what you can. Make sure to recycle plastic bottles, cans, paper, and other recyclable products.
We do recycle a lot, and I do see it. But there are still some students that don't really believe in recycling as much as they should, because I see a lot of the stuff empty bottles and stuff get thrown away right into the trash cans right when they have a recycling container right next to it.
The environment is counting on us to recycle.
The archer wearily walked through the forest, carefully stepping over fallen logs and avoiding ferns. When the archer came across a clearing, he was startled by the sound of two enemies.
Hey!
I got it! Oh, those were our only snacks!
Oh, sorry.
Well, it's a good thing D&D Club meets up every Tuesday from 2 to 4:45 at the Commons.
What?
Welcome back, everyone. We're just about ready for the second half. I'm Colin Shoquist, and joining me in the booth is Kelly Williams.
Hi, we are back again with 10 seconds left of halftime break. They were just warming up out there on the court, getting their juices flowing once again to come back out here and hopefully change the game, turn it around. We are down about 18 points right now.
21 points right now.
21 points right
now.
now.
It is 39 to 18.
My math is a little rusty.
It's okay. Happens to the best of us. And it looks like we're going to start off with a turnover. That's unfortunate. That's something we saw a lot from these girls in the first half. If they want to come back and mount a comeback this win, they will have to minimize the turnovers. And looks like we're going to get a foul called. Oh, my bad. Not a foul, just in out of bounds.
Let's see. Looks like Rogers has kind of slowed down their play, but it could just be because they just got back from halftime. They're a little calm.
Still moving the ball quite well. A lot of passing going on. And a foul with a free throw to match. Little 2-for-1 action.
Those fouls will catch up to us later, so hopefully we watch out for that as we move forward.
Seems like our student section is not being too loud tonight. I know a lot of the times the student section will try and
get a little rowdy.
Get a little rowdy during free throws, try and throw the opposing team off, but they might be trying to be respectful here tonight.
Given the fact that it is senior night.
And an out of bounds pass. That's unfortunate. Rogers is going to get the ball back currently with a 23-point lead.
You can see the cheer team out there trying to keep the spirits up in the crowd, and for the girls out there.
It's always good to see cheer out there.
Supporting our teams. And it will continue to stay on this side of the court. Hopefully our team can bump it out and gain possession.
We're only a minute into this half, but it seems like there has been a dominance by the Rams. The ball has been on their half of the court for almost this entire first quarter so far. And they're playing tough defense on the inbounds. Just barely able to get it into Haley.
And we finally broke through half court.
And a charge. That's unfortunate. When you get a fast break like that, you got to be able to put the shot up. Offensive fouls are especially bad because you lose the ball and you get the foul for your team.
That is true. We need to watch out for that tonight. We only have one half left.
One of the most important things for those girls is just keeping their spirits up. Sometimes when you're down by a lot, you'll count yourself out. But there's been greater comebacks in sports history. If you remember the Patriots-Falcons, although that was football, that was one of the best sports comebacks. Everyone counted out the Patriots, but they came back and did it. So hopefully we can see something kind of magical out here tonight by the girls.
It would be nice to see something with this huge crowd here, with all their family here to watch them play their last game on this court. Hopefully they just can remember that it is their last game here, and just so they know they gave it all they got. At least that's the one thing they should leave this court knowing, that they gave all they got by the end of this game. Even if they do lose, it's not what matters.
Yeah, the family's here to support them no matter what the outcome of the game is. They know how good these girls are. And the Rams hit another three, trying to run away with this early in the second half.
Definitely.
And South Kitsap gets a foul in their way.
Lots of fouls tonight. Lots of fouls. Definitely. Watching yourself to not retaliate can be a huge thing, because once you retaliate, the other team will retaliate, and it's just a non-stop back and forth of just fouls, and you can definitely see that on the scoreboard.
The other thing is sometimes someone will foul you and they won't get called, but as soon as you foul back, the ref will call it. The teacher doesn't see the person who's telling the joke, they only see the person that laughs. So sometimes trying to clap back isn't always your best option.
Definitely is not.
You just got to roll with the punches. And Allen calls another timeout, trying to talk his team up, try and help them dig out of this hole they've got themselves in. What do you think he's saying to them down there?
He's probably telling them exactly what we've been saying, just calm down, probably stop the fouls. I feel like he is trying to rotate his players, trying to keep the ones with the least amount of fouls in there, because the amount of fouls is very high. Rogers has been stepping up to the line to shoot free throws all night tonight.
Yeah, you want your best players in at the end of the game. You never know what the end game scenario is. Even if you're down at the second quarter, you want to have those players ready for the end. And looks like SK is trying to put up a little bit of a backcourt defense right now, and it does pay off. They get a steal. That might be a strategy and Haley gets the ball stolen from behind. Things just aren't going very well for South Kitsap right now. I'm sure they'll be able to turn it around soon, though.
How do you think these girls are feeling right now?
I think
that
they're
down?
probably feeling a little down. But the most important thing when you're feeling down is just knowing that when you're at your lowest point, that's when you have the most potential to go upwards.
That is very true. I agree with that.
And see, Haley put the team on her back. She realized, hey, we're not out of this yet. And she went up to try and put some points on the board.
It could be hard to go up, but with getting points on the board can definitely bring faith back in your team.
Yeah, maybe. And it looks like the girls are playing pretty good defense right here. Maybe that point from Haley has helped inspire them. And some good defensive play.
And Emily's got it back. He's driving it up.
Hops will help her out here.
And it does.
A bucket and a foul.
Looks
crowd
like
momentum has seemed to shift into South Kitsap's favor now.
We're definitely finding some hope here. I feel like those 2 points and definitely Emily's bucket that she just made is bringing us back up.
If Emily can make this shot, she will cut the lead to just 24 points. Much more manageable than the 30 we were down just a few moments ago.
I feel like Emily knows this game is not over for her team.
Yeah, Emily has a lot of fighting spirit, a lot of comeback spirit. She does have a twin brother. Maybe that sibling rivalry has helped teach her a little something about fighting back, standing up for herself, never counting herself out.
Of course, of course.
And it looks like the South Kitsap is going to get the ball back. Ooh, and a hard foul, wow.
On Emma. This game might get a little dirty. Hopefully they know that playing dirty back won't be the best option for them right now.
Looks like she's holding her elbow on her shooting arm. Hopefully that's nothing too serious. Sometimes even just bumping your elbow can throw off your shooting technique. I know earlier in the season Emma did suffer a concussion, so whenever she goes down, I know the crowd gets a little bit nervous.
Definitely. It can be scary when you get a concussion, you know. You're out for a couple of weeks, and a head injury is very scary for not just you, but your teammates as well.
Especially when you get a head injury young. The lasting impacts of head injuries are just now starting to be talked about, and they can have some very negative effects. That's why in recent years, AthMed and things like that in the high schools have been such a big part. And a nice three right there. And it looks like the refs are unsure whether it was a 2 or a 3. And it looks like they're going to demote it to just a 2-pointer. That's quite unfortunate. A 3 is a big momentum shift for the girl herself and especially for the team. It looks like the Rams are going to see what they can do here. Nothing. Good defense by Emily. Emily's probably had the best defense out here tonight. And Emma comes back in just to save the ball. Great move by Emma. And another three-pointer. Wow. The lead has now been cut to 23 points. Kelly, what do you think about that?
I think that is great. A three-pointer can definitely gain back some inspiration for the team. They have gotten,
And Emma looks very upset. She definitely wanted a foul right there.
They have gained about 7 points since they started up the new quarter, which that's a lot. That's a lot to get them back in the game.
Yeah, Emma seems pretty upset there that she didn't get fouled. The refs ultimately called it out of bounds. However, South Kitsap does have the ball back, and they're looking to get it back in play and maybe hopefully keep adding to this comeback. They're only down 22 points now. A moment ago, they were down 28. But that will not help. Another turnover for South Kitsap.
It will be a hard battle for them to get back up, especially with them allowing to have Rogers score more points as they're trying to, gain points. Will be a will be tiring.
Defense
but
will be a major key going forward if you can't stop Rogers, even if you're putting a lot of points on the board.
if you can't stop the buckets being put on the board on their side.
And another foul. South Kitsap has done a better job about fouling this time with only 3 fouls so far. Rogers are going to go to the line. One of these 2 shots will put them at 50 points, and they get it.
And that brings number 2 back to the line to score her second shot.
As of the first quarter, Rogers was on pace to score 80 points, one of the highest point totals I've seen in a high school basketball game. Hopefully the girls can put a little defense on out there, hopefully slow them down. The team that they have in right now seems to be doing a very good job. And some ref interference keeps the ball in bounds and lets Rogers score. That was quite interesting. I'm surprised there's no rule about the ball touching a ref. That definitely did help out the Rams right there. And
Yes,
SK looks
it
a little
did.
flustered because of it with an out-of-bounds ball.
I feel like they might need a timeout here soon
And
to
wow,
calm them down.
they called a timeout. How did you know they were going to call a timeout there, Kelly?
I don't know, it just must be psychic. You know.
That was very impressive. I'm very impressed. Coach is trying to rally the troops. He's called a few timeouts here tonight. Each time they seem to come out with a little bit of fire after the timeout. This one's just a quick 30-second timeout.
Hopefully the players take in consideration what the coach has to say, even when they're a little upset. Knowing opinions from different point of views can definitely help.
Yeah, that's one of the big things that coaches can sometimes struggle with at the high school level. You can tell your players to do one thing in a huddle, and they'll do a different thing out on the court, and you can't control that. So you just got to make sure your girls are disciplined and respect you and listen to what you have to say in that huddle, because that's a big part of high school basketball. And another foul. That's unfortunate.
It's like we have Kaylee Reyes fixing up her shoes, getting ready to head back in the game with 3 minutes left of the quarter.
The question is, who will she go in for? Hopefully, with a fresh face and some senior night emotion, she'll be able to put the team back on.
Get some points on the board.
Exactly. And that brings the Rams total to 56 points. And Kaylee comes in for Ariza. Ariza's played quite a bit tonight. And it looks like we have another
Number 12, Portia.
Compton. And the Rams have hit almost all of their free throws tonight.
Looks like Haley is coming out. Maybe good to give her a little breather real quick. She has been doing very good driving the ball down that line, though. We can see if Portia can compensate for that.
We still have 3 seniors on the court: Emma Erickson, Emily Reel, and Kaylee. And for those of you just tuning in, it is senior night. So these girls are playing with a little bit of extra emotion tonight.
Hopefully we get to see Paige Oman back out there. She did have that high level intensity that I think we look for in every player.
Yeah, she was out there playing really well, being aggressive on defense, trying to dive for balls, sacrificing her body. Something like that could really be helpful right now. Speaking of senior nights, on Thursday we'll also be broadcasting the boys' senior night basketball game. So if you are a basketball fan, make sure to tune into that game as well. And
looks like number 1 from Rogers is lining up, getting ready to sub in again.
Emma ended up on the floor again after that one, and she seems very frustrated still.
We did see that number 1 was kind of a threat up there on the free throw line, so this could be a little dangerous for them.
Yes, indeed.
And looks like Emma got fouled without the ball even being in play. She got pushed down.
Like we were talking about earlier, Paige Oman could be a good presence to have out on this court. She does have a lot of hustle. In fact, in 7th grade track, she was awarded the Most Hustle Award. That is a fun fact brought to you by Paige Oman herself.
That is a very fun fact.
Paige Oman could also help on the court because she was voted the most inspirational basketball player in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. Those are all 4 years of her high school career. She's been voted most inspirational, and that could have a big impact on this game right now.
Yes, it can. I definitely see that inspiration that Paige brings, not only in basketball, just all around as a person. Definitely at school, you can see that. Probably why she is the ASB president and has been for years now.
Yes, Paige, Emma, and Emily are all heavily involved in ASB here at South. Emily, senior class president, Paige, ASB president, and Emma is an ASB senator. All of those 3 are seniors here. We also have Kaylee. Kaylee's very involved in FCCLA, and she's been very successful, going to state for that. And Haley. Haley is a horse rider. She rides horses. She, according to my sources, owns 6 horses. Those are just a couple fun facts about our seniors here tonight.
Haley did go to Cedar actually with me in Cullen, so she is a little rain devil.
I remember watching
the
her
alumni
in junior high, watching her hoop, and she was good then, and she's great now. And that's why Mr. Morton, her former coach from Cedar, actually showed up here tonight. Looks like the Rams are continuing to move the ball around. They're not really taking their foot off the gas. They're continuing to try and run up the score, and Emma seems frustrated once again. Talking to her coach, telling them how they're not giving her fouls. It is very frustrating. I know from experience that when you're out there. Oh, and we have a strong boo from the crowd. That's something I don't think I've ever heard before. A very strong boo presence.
Dang. This kind of energy could turn the game around, though. Usually, yeah, it's nice to hear from the crowd that we're getting support, but
sometimes putting negative energy out there isn't always the best thing.
Yes, it's good to ensure positivity, especially.
And it looks like with that might have been Emma's 5th foul. I'm not sure exactly, but she is having to come out of the game. Either she's getting saved for the end or she has fouled out. Either way, that crowd's reaction was pretty significant, and they must really be against what the refs are saying here tonight.
Doesn't look like Roger's going to
Another
give up
foul.
any points right now.
That is South Kitsap's 7th foul. It was a shooting foul, so we will go to the line.
I feel like the entire team's kind of getting Roger's getting on their nerves a little bit. They seem a little anxious and angry.
Yeah, South Kitsap's currently down 31 points, make that 32. Number 1 has been very hot from the line tonight. I don't know if I've seen her miss a free throw yet, and very few of her shots. Got to be careful, especially not to foul her, but really just not to foul in general.
Yes. It's like Emily's standing out there getting ready for the ball.
And she does miss. I guess I must have jinxed her. I wonder if I helped SK with a little bit of announcer magic. Let's see if they can get something going here.
All right. Hit.
They're running a 1 senior front out there. Emily tries to throw a shot up, but it just doesn't hit.
And Rogers has regained possession once again.
It seems like the rim isn't really agreeing with South Kitsap tonight. They've put up a lot of good shots with a lot of nice form. Nothing seems to be falling for them, but it seems like Rogers is having everything fall.
Definitely. You can see the game kind of falling more into their favor, but...
And the ball is going to go back to blue. Seems like SK can't catch a break right now. Sometimes no matter how hard you play, if luck isn't on your side, there's not always something you can do about that. We have another foul. That is going to be number 8 for the Wolves in just the 3rd quarter.
I think the Wolves are a little frustrated at the refs, especially. And hopefully they can just keep their heads up, because at this point, I mean, with the numbers, the way it's looking, all they can do is kind of just keep their heads up and continue moving forward.
Yeah, there's no point in needing for it to get dirty, especially with a lead like Rogers has. We don't want anyone getting hurt out here. We want to keep everyone up and safe.
It's our last game. We want to make sure we end it on a good note.
The girls still have a few more games this season. This is just their last home game. And we have a miss by number 1. She hasn't done so hot since I said she made every shot. Quite interesting.
Very, very interesting. And Portia goes up with a shot, and we'll go to the line.
Foul in South Kitsap's favor. I wonder if this will cheer the crowd back to join the ref's side and take a little empathy for them. That booing was quite harsh. Booing is a very interesting concept, don't you agree?
Yeah, I suppose.
A very loud word / noise that kind of shows your disapproval for something It seems very like ancient or medieval, like maybe booing someone as they walk through the streets of shame. It is an interesting tradition that's been carried on throughout the ages.
I do wonder where that word was rooted from. You know, that is quite an interesting word. Boo, just a 3-letter word, B-O-O.
Do you think that ghosts are actually just angry sports fans?
Nice. That's a good analogy you got there. I would not know. You would probably have to ask an intellectual, probably someone like Michael Jordan. He came up with a lot of inspirational quotes, you know?
Yeah, maybe, the girls just need some inspiration. I know a lot of the time Michael Jackson talks about when he did not make varsity his sophomore year of basketball.
Michael Jackson?
Michael Jordan, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But anyways, back to the game. Looks like Emily Reel has got the ball. And they are looking to do something. And another foul for Rogers. Looks like the fouling has turned towards Rogers. Emily Reel doesn't seem too down and out. She was kind of laughing to herself over on the sideline there. It's good to know that her spirits are being kept up right now.
That is one thing I love about Emily. She is always the happy one. Even if we're down, she's always there to, put a smile on her face and let everyone know that it's okay.
I wonder if she gets that from being a twin. When you're a twin, if there's just one thing, you guys can't always share it. So sometimes it's not going to go your way. And so maybe from having a twin, she's learned how to kind of accept when things aren't going your way and just try and keep a happy, positive attitude.
There might be some correlation there. Looks like the band is getting ready to get up and play a song after the buzzer goes off.
We got about 10 seconds left in this quarter, and the Rams are probably going to try and run it all the way down. They have 3 seconds. They put up a shot. Wow.
They make it again.
A very off-balance falling shot. It still seems to find the hoop. SK 27, Rogers 63 at the end of the third quarter. We got a couple replays here. We got a nice rebound by Emily. That rebound was one of the highlights of tonight. Highlights brought to you by SKTV. We got a wonderful crew here. We got great camera people, great directors, great producers, everyone that helps put the show on. Everyone works really hard here just to bring you the game cast.
Looks like the girls are gathering together, recollecting themselves.
We also got the cheerleaders down on the court doing a palm routine as a couple fans across the camera. For those who are just tuning in, I'm Colin Request, sitting here at South Kitsap, and I'm joined with Kelly Williams.
Yes, we are here with the fourth quarter about to start up.
Kelly, do you believe there's any way South Kitsap can come back?
It's gonna be, that might be a little hard to do, but nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible. That is a very good sentiment. A long time ago, no one would have thought we would have computers in our hands, but now we have iPhones.
And now it looks like they're going back out on the court. Paige Oman is back out there, senior number 3.
That is good to see.
I'm not sure if we saw her in the third quarter, but hopefully she's well rested and can bring the high intensity that she brought in the first quarter back to the game.
Not to sound biased, but Paige Oman is one of my better friends, so it's always good to see her out there getting playing time, enjoying herself out there.
I do love Paige. Oh, Haley throws up a shot. Unfortunately, it is short.
Speaking of Paige, congratulations to her on qualifying for the state DECA competition. That's one of the great things about a lot of our senior ladies here tonight is not only are they involved in basketball and have good academics, but they're also involved in other clubs like ASB, DECA, FCCLA, and many other things, just to get involved around the school. They're very involved students here. That's one of the things SK prides themselves on, is just being involved with the student life.
Definitely, and just extracurricular activities in general, especially with Haley and her horse riding. It seems like a great activity to be involved in, getting out there.
And it looks like Ariza is back on the line, seeing if she can put some points up for South, and it falls after bouncing around a couple times. By making that 1-and-1 shot, she is able to go back to the line.
Let's see if she can find the net once again. She lines up, throws it up there. Unfortunately, it misses, but that is okay.
With only a few games left in the season, Kelly, what do you think the keys are going to be moving forward for their next couple games?
Your mindset, definitely. I feel like any sport is all about your mental mindset and how you're thinking about every single game. If you think negatively, you're going to come out with negative results. And I just think keeping a positive head and just thinking forward and moving from on your mistakes are just learning experiences, and I think that's something that they need to take into consideration moving forward in their season.
I definitely agree. Mental toughness is hard in high school because it's one of the things your coaches can't teach you. You have to have it. That's why it's important for leaders on the team like Emily, Emma, Paige, people like that to step up when it's crunch time and get everyone into that mentally focused space. Although there's 5 seniors, this team is very young with a lot of sophomores and juniors.
Yes, and then soon those juniors will become the seniors, and that time goes by fast. So they need to know that soon they will be the ones stepping up into those shoes and filling the leader position.
Yeah, so it's really important for them to just take notes from all the leaders tonight, all the seniors, and just learn how to lead a team, how to show your teammates and inspire them. Speaking of inspiration, SK made a basket, cutting the lead down to just 35 points. And a good block there. Unfortunately, the Rams make the basket. Seems like whenever SK goes down and scores a couple points, the Rams add 4 or 5 more to their score.
I do believe that they seem a little bit more positive out there. I don't think they seem so down, and that just goes to show that just your attitude can do so much to a game. You can definitely see it out there on the court, and I don't think some players know that.
Yeah, it's easy to get down with a score like this, but they just got to keep in mind all these people here that love and support them. You can see people waving Paige Oman and Emma Erickson's faces around on little posters. They're pretty cool. And yeah, you just got to remember that basketball is just a game, and sometimes you're not always going to win, especially against a really good team like this. Rogers is 3rd in the league with only 3 losses this season.
And number 33 is dribbling it down the court. She's keeping it pretty composed.
Yeah, it looks like they are trying to run that clock out. I know it took a while at the beginning of this quarter because there were so many fouls, but it looks like Rogers is just going to try and slow the game down, and
which is smart, but hopefully we can they can slow the game down and we can get the ball back in, come back.
Yeah, with a deficit like this, quick points are the most important thing, although it will be very difficult.
I would say them keeping their defense game up will be a huge factor.
And that jump ball goes to the Roger Rams, who are able to capitalize and put another 2 points on the board, making their score 69, with the Wolves' score of 30.
And we're going back to the free throw line. Seems like a common thing today.
Yeah, this might be the most free throw fouls I've seen in a game. A lot of the time when there's a lot of fouls, it'll be hand checks, blocks, things like that, but it seems like there's been a lot of shooting fouls here tonight. Not really sure what the cause of that is. I guess people just looking to make big plays and getting a little too antsy with the hands.
Looks like number 23, 24 is going it out for number 11. Miss.
And it looks like they put another shot up. Rogers shows no signs of slowing down. They're continuing to be relentless, trying to get to the basket. I think Rogers does have their backups in right now, but sometimes backups come in and play with fire. Sometimes backups don't get a lot of playing time, so when they do get the chance, they want to show the coach how much they can play, how much they can dominate, and it looks like the Rams are doing that right now. Just trying to prove to their coach their talent, their ability. Another turnover there by the South Kitsap Wolves. That is definitely one thing that has plagued them tonight is the amount of turnovers. Turnovers and fouls. Those things may seem small as they're done one by one, but they will definitely add up. The turnover battle seemed to be pretty even at the beginning of the game. but the Rams have been able to minimize their turnovers later in the game, which has really helped them pull away with this big lead.
Portia Compton is up at point guard, and
With a
she
nice
dribbles
move.
in. That was nice, and
And
she almost connects it with the net, but
just not able to
unfortunately,
finish. Inbound plays are always one of my favorite things to watch, just because the coaches can get so creative with how they have their players move around. That looks like
definitely.
a fake box inbounds. And just a little bit of hesitation allows her to not be able to get the shot off before the defender gets to her. Although it is a Tuesday night, it almost feels like a Friday with the energy and the crowd and the basketball game. Don't you agree?
definitely. I do agree with that. Friday nights can get pretty hyped up, and they're always a fun time. And this senior night is definitely a fun time, fun to watch, fun to be at.
And another contributing factor might just be that semester switchover. A lot of the time you would think a semester would end on a Friday, but here at South Kitsap, we like to do things a little different, ending on a Tuesday.
Definitely, with our A days and our B days.
8 days back-to-back these next couple days. And that is unfortunate. South Kitsap lets the ball go out of bounds, and you can definitely see the frustration down there on the girl's face. That was Marissa Line.
Looks like Coach Allen is a pretty calm coach. You know, he doesn't really get up and yell a lot. He's
Yeah.
pretty composed out there, which I do like to see in a coach.
Definitely sometimes, though, when there's a bad call, he's not afraid to speak his mind, but that's another good attribute. And we got a steal here.
By Portia Compton, she goes up and she makes it.
She capitalizes. She's definitely one of the younger girls that can be seen as, and the Rams catch SK off guard. Some of the girls
And
had their back turned there.
Throwing the ball up. There's a foul, but they did not make the basket, so that's good. But unfortunately, we do have another shooting foul.
Like I said earlier, free throws are just a big thing here. With the amount of fouls, making your free throws has just been crucial tonight. And although that was a miss, the Rams have been very, very good about making their free throws. The free throw deficit, the free throw amount has been pretty even, with the Wolves having 10 and the Rams also having 9. It's a very high fouling game.
It definitely is.
It's also a very late game. Although we were supposed to start at 7, we were a little bit delayed. And it's currently almost 9 o'clock, making this one of the later games. And I know a lot of the girls will visit family, maybe hang out, go to the local Sherry's or DQ to celebrate. Even though they might not have got the W this game, they can still go out with their friends and family and appreciate.
And just enjoy the rest of their night, and you know.
Exactly, this is a special night for all of these girls. This is the last time they'll ever get to play basketball on this court. And I hope they all realize that and are trying to make the most of it.
Yes, and luckily this game is on a Tuesday night, which means they can go out a little bit later than usual because tomorrow is late start.
That is a good point. Late start is a very popular thing for the students here at SK. Gives you a good opportunity to sleep in. And another missed free throw. Seems like whenever I talk about how much the Rams make free throws, they start to miss. Maybe I should have been doing that the whole game. I could have helped us out a little bit.
Definitely could have with your power you obviously have up here in the booth.
And they made that, so I guess I just double jinxed myself.
Maybe you should just stop talking, Colin.
All right, maybe I will.
That is actually not a good idea because we need to continue announcing these last 2 minutes and 55 seconds of the game.
Very good point, very good point. And somehow the ball does stay in bounds. And there's a travel. South gets that ball. It looks like the girls are a little bit energized after that call.
It's always good to see the girls cheering out there and laughing after they kind of seem down for the past quarter.
Yes, indeed. And good save right there by Marissa to keep the ball from going over that half-court line.
I don't think there's been an over and back called this game yet.
No, I don't believe so either. I think you were very correct in saying that. And it looks like we have another foul. And because both teams are at 10 fouls, they're both going to be shooting fouls, which means SK will go to the line. SK is currently down 37 points. Let's see if they can cut the lead down.
Ooh, and a swish.
Making it only a 36-point deficit. And they can make things 35-35 if they sink this basket. Not the score, but their points and their deficit. But unfortunately, they cannot connect. You really do feel for these seniors out here. It's an unfortunate way to go out on your senior night. All these fouls, all these turnovers, and ultimately just the score. But I think the seniors especially have done a really good job about keeping their heads up. You can see some of the girls over there talking on the bench, laughing, smiling, keeping their spirits up.
We love to see that out there. We love to see that.
The crowd does seem to be pretty frustrated with these refs. And these refs do seem to be confused on quite a few of their calls tonight, having to call meetings and call themselves together to discuss calls. A lot of the time you don't really see that, but we've seen that quite a bit tonight.
We definitely have. Feel like everyone's just a little bit hyped up, you know, a little antsy with everything, so it's kind of hard to make good judgments.
And this time the call does, in fact, change to South Kitsap. They got about 2.5 minutes left on this clock. Although they can't pull out the win at this point, they still want to keep their spirits high and try and put up as many points, add some points to the stat book, things like that.
And another foul was called, so number 33, Peyton Bird, will go up to the line.
Peyton Bird is the sister of a fellow senior of ours, Easton Bird.
Yes, she is. Easton Bird is a part of the athletic medicine program we have here. And as you can see out there, Joseph is sitting there.
Doing AthMed, keeping the team healthy, keeping them safe.
And
AthMed is a really important thing here we have at South. Like I was talking about earlier, concussions are a serious problem, especially for young kids. So just making sure we have knowledgeable students and also adult athletic trainers is something really we take pride in here at South Kitsap.
And Peyton Bird is a freshman here at South Kitsap, so she is one of the younger girls.
That is quite impressive.
Seeing her out on this court is very impressive, as she is one of the youngest.
If she can continue to develop her skills for the next 4 years, that'll be crucial. Having a 4-year veteran on the team her senior year could be very important. And looks like Grace Glisson gets a little antsy with that pass. And a save, which could potentially... And South Kitsap elects not to try and save the ball and instead just pass it in and slow things down a little bit. And that's another thing going forward for these next couple games is maybe slowing the ball down. Looks like things are getting a little rowdy out there. I saw a couple pushing and shoving, but a made basket. That's always good to see.
And not just slowing the ball down. I mean, you do want to have fast play. Fast play can definitely create gaps, you know, cutting and create lanes for you to drive in. But just being composed, I think, is the main thing.
And also being very smart. Being smart with your ball. Don't pass it. Don't force it.
Yes.
Just make sure that there's open lanes, like you said, and open shots.
But composure, I think, is such an important thing in every aspect of any sport.
Really in life.
Yes, yeah, like especially like in the band we got here. What's out there in front of the band? A composer. They just keep everything in line and check, making sure everything is coherent and all work together. Speaking
of South Kitsap Band, we just want to give a quick shout out to them. They came out and performed many songs tonight, especially my favorite, the South Kitsap Fight Song. The band has been going on at South for years and is always pretty well acclaimed. They've marched in the Rose Bowl and also local Seattle parades. Those are some big accomplishments for our band here at South Kitsap, and we're really proud of them. With just 45 seconds left, it looks like the game is pretty much over. The Rams are passing the ball around. With 25 seconds on the shot clock, they're going to try and run out as much time as they can. And the refs are going to continue to call fouls at this point. Rogers does seem pretty excited about that call, which I'm not exactly sure why, but I'm sure they have their reasons.
Despite the score, hopefully the girls, these seniors out there, have enjoyed their last game, despite the calls of the ref.
I know I'm excited to go out there, down on the court, and congratulate them. And it looks like all the seniors are getting put back into the game.
To end it, their last game here.
Unfortunately, except for Emma, who did foul out earlier in the game. which is quite unfortunate that she doesn't get to play out her last few moments as a senior. It would be a nice moment for all the seniors together, but that is very understandable. It's a high emotion game, so a lot of the time people do foul out. It would be nice to see one of these seniors get a couple last minute points, maybe a basket for each of them in this last 30 seconds. I don't think that's impossible to do.
I don't think that's impossible at all to do either. End their senior night on a good note.
Exactly. Haley tries to call for something, get something going. Paige puts up a 3, and it is just short. But Haley's able to get the rebound. Hopefully they can work the ball around. Kaylee with a shot. Little Haley to Kaylee action.
They're still fighting.
And another rebound. That's the nice thing about this group right here is they've been able to get a good amount of rebounds.
Ooh, Emily back at it, and...
Oh, and the ref calls timeout. Haley looks pretty knocked up over there on the court. I'm not sure if it was her head, her arm, her leg, or what.
We might need Ahmed to come out here on the court to help her out.
Yeah, it does look like Ahmed is coming out. And she does have a replacement in Portia Compton who comes out on the floor. With 3 seniors left, it'll be interesting to see who they give the last shot to. Looks like Kaylee will put it up, and it's just short. Emily hustles for the ball, and she just can't get to it.
There's 2 seconds left.
It's going to be Rams' ball. Hopefully they keep things classy and just dribble it out. I've seen teams try and take shots, and it's just a pretty unclassy move. Some aggressive defense there at the end, but that is going to be the final score. Rams 70, Wolves 37.
We want to thank you for joining us this South Kitsap High School Wolves basketball game. And we'd also like to thank the students of the video production program here at South who made this television program possible. And again,
the final score is South Kitsap 37 and Rogers 70. It was a great time talking to you guys tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed our production. I am Colin Shoquist.
And I am Kelly Williams.
Good night from Port Orchard and South Kitsap High School.